So, what really goes into building a winning team? What's the actual architecture behind it? Well, we're about to dig into a blueprint from none other than Jack Clark, a coach who's built an absolute dynasty with 24 national championships.
If you're a leader, you know this feeling all too well, right? Your to-do list is a mile long, you're getting pulled in a million different directions, it's just endless. So the big question is, with all that chaos, where should you really be focusing your energy to make an actual difference?
Well, according to Coach Clark, the secret is all in the architecture. He has this incredibly simple, but really powerful model for organizing his work. He breaks everything down into 4 distinct buckets, and this right here is what brings clarity and focus to the whole thing.
Okay, so here they are: operations, applied science, coaching, and culture. Now look, a leader's got to manage all 4 of these, for sure. But for our purposes today, we're going to zero in on the 2 bookends, the one that can totally drain you of all your energy, and the one that ultimately is where championships are forged.
All right, first up, let's talk about the bucket that can just quietly kill your success if you're not careful: operations. And Coach Clark has a pretty specific name for this zone. He calls it the no-win zone. And believe me, there's a very, very good reason for that.
So, think about what's in this bucket. You've got budgets, compliance, HR, all your internal and external communications, you name it. And look, all this stuff is absolutely critical. You have to get it done. But here's the kicker. Doing it well doesn't actually score you any points. It just keeps you in the game. It's the baseline.
And this is exactly where so many leaders trip up. Clark sees 2 classic ways people fail here. On one hand, you've got the ignorer. This is the leader who kind of thinks they're above all that admin stuff, right up until a budget crisis or a compliance issue just blows up in their face. And then, on the other hand, you've got the obsessor. This person is so terrified of getting something wrong that they pour all their energy right here into the one bucket that literally produces 0 wins.
Listen to Clark himself. There's no wins in that bucket, just a bunch of work. So his advice is super clear. Don't ignore it, but for heaven's sake, don't obsess over it. Your job is to systemize it. Build efficient, repeatable processes that just run smoothly in the background. That's how you free up your mind and your time for the buckets where the real wins are actually found.
Okay, so we've seen how to tame that no-win operational beast. Now, let's jump all the way to the other end of the spectrum, to the bucket that Coach Clark says is the most important one of all. This is the one that really decides whether you win or lose. Yep, we're talking about culture. For Clark, a winning culture all starts with his one powerful mindset he drills into his team: grateful for everything, entitled to nothing. Think about that. It's about being genuinely thankful for everything you get. He even uses the example of clean laundry just showing up in your locker, and deeply understanding that nothing, absolutely nothing, is owed to you. He says that one simple shift is the foundation for building real resilience. But, a mindset by itself isn't quite enough. It has to be backed up by an interconnected system of values. And that word, system, is so important. This is not about just slapping some nice words on a poster in the break room. No way. This is about creating an actual blueprint that guides every single decision the team makes, day in and day out.
So what's the foundation of this whole system? It's selflessness. It's a really simple rule when you think about it. Every single decision gets filtered through one lens. What is best for the team? You get that one piece right, and Clark says you basically solve 1,000 potential problems before they even start.
Okay, value number 2, a deep commitment to constant performance improvement. And I want you to notice the exact words there. It's not about constant winning. The whole focus is on the daily process of getting better. Why? Because your own performance is the only thing in this whole game that you can truly 100% control.
And this quote just nails the logic perfectly. So often, we get this completely backward, don't we? We chase results, and we just hope our performance will somehow catch up. But Clark is crystal clear on this. You focus relentlessly on improving your performance, and good results, well, they just naturally follow. Great performance is the cause, winning is the effect. Okay, and this is always the point, especially if you're in a business setting, where someone in the back of the room kind of raises their hand and says, "Yeah, that's all well and good, coach, but here in the real world, we have to win. The bottom line is everything, right?"
And Clark's response to this is just perfect. He totally gets it. He says, you go 4 and 7, you go home. Honey, I got fired today. He absolutely understands that results have massive, real-world consequences. But, and this is the key distinction he makes, winning is an outcome. It's not a core value. Getting better every single day, that is a value.
All right, the third pillar in this system is merit. On a truly high-performing team, your influence has nothing to do with your job title or how many years you've been around. It comes down to one thing and one thing only: your performance. Period. End of story. And man, does Clark put it bluntly. We don't care who your daddy is. What we care about is, can you ball? I mean, when it comes right down to it, none of that other stuff matters. The only question is, can you perform? Can you deliver when the game is on the line? That kind of pure focus on what you bring to the table is an incredibly powerful force. You know, when coaches start talking about toughness, our minds usually go to like brute force or being loud. But Clark's definition is so much smarter than that. For him, mental toughness is a skill. It's the ability to immediately, without hesitation, refocus on the next most important thing. So you made a mistake, you threw an interception, it's done, it's over. The only thing in the entire world that matters now is the very next play.
Okay, last piece of the puzzle. Let's look at how this whole system completely redefines a word we throw around all the time but often get wrong: leadership. See, in Clark's world, leadership is not a position, it's not a rank, it's not a title on a business card. It's an ability. And it's an ability that belongs to everyone. And the definition couldn't be simpler. Leadership is the ability to make those around you better and more productive. That's it. Under this system, you don't need to be the coach or the CEO to be a leader. Every single person on the team has the opportunity and, frankly, the responsibility to make the entire team stronger. So, to tie this all together, Clark tells this incredible story from the legendary football coach Bo Schembechler. Schembechler used to say that if you're recruiting some superstar player and you just miss out on him, yeah, it's a bummer, but hey, that guy can only beat you once a year when your teams actually play each other. But then, Schembechler delivered the knockout punch. He said, on the other hand, if you get the wrong guy on your team, they'll beat you every day. Think about that. Someone who doesn't buy into the values, who undermines the culture, that person will beat you from the inside, every single day. It just drives home that protecting your culture is the most important job you have.
And so that leaves us with one final really important question to ask ourselves. Remember, every single person you allow onto your team either makes your culture stronger or they make it weaker. There's no in between. So the question is, who are you letting onto your team every single day?